from Metro Detroit, this is HBL Radio Nation. Metro Detroit, this is HBL Radio Nation. Yes, it is. Hello. Welcome, everyone. I am Brian P. Gallagher.
And I'm Diane Russell. Welcome, you guys.
Welcome
it has
back.
been shithose of news this week, and it's been
A shit hose of news. Wow.
oh well,
A fire hose.
fire hose, shit. Well, it's a shit
A
hose.
fire hose of shit.
It's a shit hose because the rake steppers keep stepping on the rakes.
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah.
it's been a
Place
beautiful.
flaming bag of shit on top of rake. Step on rake.
It's been
Yes.
a beautiful thing to watch, and they are just keep eating their own and crumbling and fighting each other, and that's been kind of fun to watch.
There you go.
But we're still in,
There's still some good news. I got 2 good news stories and I got 2 bad news stories. I got
wanna
2
start-
news stories and I
well,
got
why
2
don't
good
we?
news stories. You
why
want to
don't we
start with some good?
with the bad? No, start with the bad news first, and we'll end on the good news.
Oh, good way. Good way to think about that. I've got a quick one to start with. Unfortunately, it's a quick one because we've talked about this recently. We've talked about how we were never taught about the Tulsa massacre from 1921. However, a major class action lawsuit about the 1921 Tulsa massacre was just thrown out. So that's my bad news to start with right there.
What do you mean?
I
It was
can't believe it.
like,
It was
what
thrown
was-
out. It's,
What was the precedent of the case? Like I never heard.
the
of
precedence was is that they could not prove that they actually had losses.
losses,
Yes.
like financial losses after all their shit burned down.
Yes.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Black Wall Street, Tulsa, Oklahoma, the Tulsa massacre of 1921, which many people just learned about in the past couple of years. And there was a class action lawsuit of all of the descendants of the survivors, and they had a paper trail going back. But it was thrown out. And in this modern day and age, you know that we've done this kind of roller coaster of racism in this country, and I think we're back up at kind of that peak where it's like the judge is like, nope, they ain't getting nothing.
No reparations for you.
Yeah. We ain't setting no precedents.
Well,
Precedents.
you think in Tulsa, Oklahoma, there's a bunch of Democrats running that? That's
Yeah.
a big fat fucking no.
Yeah, that's and that's why they said a big fat fucking no to the lawsuit, which is insane. So that's a bad news item
With a
there.
major paper trail.
Yeah.
I mean, and I'm sure there's a paper trail.
There's
Because
some paper trails,
there's
but of
a
course,
business-
so much of it was burned, so much of it
Burned.
was destroyed.
Sure.
You're talking
But
about
you probably
those
have-
of you who don't know, they were firebombed.
Yeah.
Planes came overhead and were dropping Molotov cocktails out of the planes, dropping upon the businesses and the people as they fled in Black Wall Street. This was truly a massacre.
And it was a full-on attack.
It was.
And the only reason why we actually know about it now is because, do you remember Trump went to Oklahoma to do a rally on the anniversary
That brought
of the
part of it up,
massacre? But that's what brought it up.
No, a year before that, there was a popular television show that featured it prominently, and everyone was like, "What the hell is this? Is this some alternate
we
reality
never
that they're
learned
showing?"
this
And it's
shit
a
in
real
our
thing.
fucking.
Turned
This
out it was
wasn't
real.
in our fucking textbooks.
Yep, exactly. It was in the television show Watchmen on HBO, and it plays a real central part to the storyline. So it's very much interwoven into the story, and that's when everybody who saw that was like, "This is insane. That didn't happen, did it?" Yeah, that happened. And then we also have something similar that happened in Detroit, where you had I-75 comes through, right? But there was no easy way to drop off right into the heart of downtown on the riverfront. So they built 375 that comes around there. And when they did that, they went right over the Black Wall Street of Detroit, essentially, at that point. And now they're talking about undoing all that and providing reparations to rebuild that property with some of the descendants of the people whose businesses were destroyed for 375. So
well,
for
if
that,
anybody can do it, Detroit can do it because
Detroit,
we've got Gretchen
we give you
Whitmer
total
and
credit.
all the fucking great women who are running this state right now.
Speaking of which, Jocelyn Benson,
yeah,
just had to go up and talk. She was brought up before Smith.
yeah.
and was questioned.
Yep.
And we're assuming it's about the false elector.
I just said Michigan, Arizona, Georgia, special counsel has interviewed top officials on the election interference. We just found that out minutes before we went on air, along with that we found out that Jared Kushner has testified to the January 6th.
Yeah, but who knows if his testimony is an actual testimony or if it was just him.
We don't really know,
pleading
but
the fifth over
we
and
don't
over.
really know. Literally, those are the
Wipeout.
That's the shit we just found out 5 minutes before we went on air, so we don't know the details of it now. I'm sure we'll find out about it a lot later. Just I try to go back and revisit the whole week, right? Because it's like, where did we start and where are we now, right?
Right.
And it's such a clusterfuck. We started with Bannon's lawyers filing for a motion to summary for judgment to get paid, because Bannon has been ordered to pay his lawyers $481,000. Another playbook of Trump's thing where you don't
Bannon
get paid.
was forced to pay his lawyers for their actual work, is what it should read.
Work they've already done.
Yeah.
And
unlike Trump, he actually has to pay somebody.
He's got some kind of trial coming up soon, too. I forget when it is. I can't keep track of all these trials.
He's got a trial coming up, but it doesn't matter because he has to report to jail pretty soon, doesn't he? I mean, he remember, he got sentenced.
He was sentenced, but Trump pardoned him.
No. After that, he was sentenced for
scamming the wall
subpoena.
people. The wall.
After that, he was issued a subpoena that he was blowing off, saying that he wouldn't comply with it, and they found him in contempt of court, and they said that he was going to do, what was that, 16 months, Tony? I think it was 16 months that he was supposed to do in jail that he's been appealing. That still has to happen. So he still has jail time coming up, Bannon does.
I want him to go to jail. Shut
There
his
was the
ass
initial-
up and turn his fucking shit off.
And you're absolutely right. There was the initial, and that's exactly what it was about. And that was, but all these, these criminals are doing so many things that we got to try to keep up.
Yeah. Now Roger Stone
You're
is
the
hanging out with
spinning
Trump
wheel.
again, and Stone wants him to pick RFK Jr. as his running mate for VP.
Stone has the strangest shaped head I have ever seen on a human being.
Yes.
Have you ever seen an old cartoon called Zippy the Pinhead?
Yeah.
That is Roger Stone.
It's very strange.
Yes.
It's very strange. He is a
definitely
strange
Zippy the
guy,
Pinhead.
and he is fucking fucked up in the head.
Oh, he's a wacky dude.
There's no question. And anybody who wants fucking RFK Jr. anywhere near the powers of government, you are insane.
I don't want RFK Jr. to drive the car I'm in. I think he's that nutty. I don't want that. I don't want him to have that much power over me. I really don't.
Can't do it, guy. I'm sorry.
Can't do it, guy.
This guy is nuts. And he's totally roided out. Totally roided out.
Yeah. That's why MT3 likes him.
MT3 toes?
MTG. MT3 toes. Yeah.
MTG,
MT3.
Empty.
Yeah.
3 toes.
I've said before that her initials are the most aptly named initials of all time for Empty Green.
Yeah.
Yep. Can she still go by Green? I mean, was that her former
I guess she can keep her name if she wants to. I mean, a lot of women do that if...
Well, she had him whipped down and took his name and probably told him he can't use his name now.
Now there's rumors of Bobo and Trump Jr. doing it.
Oh
God. Yeah, he kicked Guilfoyle, the fish lady, to the fucking curb because she's got so much shit in her face that literally she looks like a fucking... what are you talking about? I don't even know what...
Yeah, her lips are crazy. Yeah,
it's insane.
Crazy.
She looks awful.
Yeah. Last time I saw a mouth like that, there was a hook in it.
Oh, shit.
And some of them are talking about this crazy thing about the cocaine that was found at the White House.
Oh,
I know.
God,
I don't want to go on about this.
They won't let the story go.
I want to make a point about this. I need to make one point about this. They won't let the story go, and they keep pointing out over and over and over and over again that the cameras didn't pick up the cubby holes where people are supposed to put their cell phones and personal belongings.
Now we need
so there is a major security
in
breach there.
Every cubby hole.
And they're they're telling everybody that, look, cameras aren't here. If you need to put an explosive somewhere, this is where you put it. Basically,
For fuck's
they're showing everybody where the cameras don't cover.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Son of a bitch.
Not a good thing to do.
No, that's definitely not a good thing to do.
But inflation is at its lowest ever right
and I
now.
love how the Republicans keep tripping
2.97.
over themselves to go, the inflation and the economy is so bad,
Biden
and
did
it's
that.
bad, and it's terrible, and we are about to go into a recession.
3.28 was the previous lowest. Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yep.
all they do is
Yep.
bitch and complain about how bad. How about lowest unemployment ever, lowest inflation ever? Fucking fuck you.
I love the
Sit
fact.
down, shut the fuck up.
I love all the great stickers that are still on some of the gas stations, like, thanks Biden for that, when it was really big numbers, and now it's low
like,
numbers, so thanks
Thanks,
Biden for that. Yeah, I'm riding with Biden.
It works both ways, fuckos.
Yeah.
You can't just keep fucking with the world and
They want to jump on the rally cry of whatever this week's
oh god, outrage
umbrance has been taken. Yeah.
The soap opera of the right. It has become a total shit show soap opera. Like, Empty Three Toes doesn't know if she's in or if she's out. Is she in or is she out?
We'll merge
and
beyond the
everybody's
ticket
going,
this summer.
You're out, Marge.
Will Don Jr.
We don't want you
ever
anymore.
get over his cocaine addiction?
We took a vote, and you've been officially kicked out. You are no longer on the cheerleading squad. I'm sorry.
Will Eric ever learn how to use Legos?
It's not a tumor.
It's so high school with these bitches.
Yeah.
You little bitch. She got kicked out for calling her little bitch. Not the attacks on Nancy Pelosi and
Now, wait a minute,
that
wait a
she
minute.
should be, hung from a gallows.
We're the
or anything.
America First Freedom Caucus. We are all about white people first. We're all about all kinds of nationalism. We're all about all kinds of white supremacy. Your behavior is unacceptable. How can your behavior be unacceptable?
How come
to
you have
these
to
scumbags?
give a 64-year-old man the definition of white nationalism on fucking cable news TV?
Oh, yeah.
And the guy's like, oh, that's Tommy Tuberville. I'm a white nationalist. Let's talk about Tommy Tuberville. I have so much
There's
shit
some good
on this
stuff on
motherfucker.
Tuberville, yeah.
I got a lot of shit on this motherfucker. I don't know if you guys are ready for this. We now know.
Lay it on us.
All right, hold on. Let me get that. Okay. First of all, I'll let you do about the beer thing. The first thing we knew about Tommy Tuberville is he could not name the 3 branches of government. He only could name 2. And if you're in one of the 3 branches of government, I think you should be able to fucking name all 3. The guy is a total tool. He's been holding up 600 plus nominations for military advancement. That's not the word. Military.
These are people who are put up for the posts.
Yeah, but it's
You're talking,
advancement. They're supposed to go up.
Promotions?
Thank you. Military promotions. Because of an abortion law that he doesn't agree with, because he doesn't want women in the military who get raped by men in the military to be able to go to states where they can safely have an abortion.
Yeah.
No, let's just torture women. Aren't we supposed to suffer? Aren't we supposed to suffer? They can put a goddamn man on the goddamn fucking moon, but they can't figure out hot flashes. For real? Let's just let the women suffer. So then, oh yeah, I think he's also the one who said if you don't want to get pregnant, don't have sex.
Just don't get raped.
That's
all.
Don't get
Just
raped.
don't get raped.
Don't get raped.
I mean, duh.
Yeah, this is it. He's been blocking military appointments, and the Marines face
Appointments, I think that's what
no
you were
confirmed commandant. That's the word. For the first time in 164 years. There's no official military commandant for the Marines at this point for the first time in our fucking history because of this fucktard derp.
Who's going to tell our Marines to eat crayons now?
By the way, J.D. Vance is blocking DOJ appointments, and Ted Cruz is blocking ambassadors. And so the rights are not here to govern; they're just here to create chaos.
It's on the screen right now. Tuberville's blockade of Pentagon nominations. I mean, it's terrible.
Yeah. Alabama coach. Hey, coach. He was a football coach, and that means he's absolutely qualified to run our government in Alabama.
Does the English team bring in 4,000 people on a Friday night?
So what he did that I was bringing up just before we got on air is that he voted against the broadband. The broadband, and then claims victory on getting it for Alabama. It's absolute hypocrisy.
He's again it for them, and he's for it for them.
Again it. And then when it comes, he's for it.
Then he's for it. First he's again it, then he's for
it. Yeah. Because, it brings billions of dollars to his state, and then he can go, I did something for the people of my state. I got them internet.
Yeah.
For fuck's sake.
That's a fun one, Tommy.
You fucking... This guy is such a tard. He belongs nowhere near the fucking halls of fucking power or Congress or anywhere fucking else.
And make certain to like, subscribe, and share
shit
on all
on
the
this
socials.
asshole if I could find it in my chicken scratches. But no, this guy's a fucking total tard. He has been holding up progress for his religious beliefs. Guess what? Your religious beliefs don't belong in my hospital, in my school. I don't care. Your religion doesn't belong there. Bing, bing, bang, bang, bang.
Yeah, it wasn't even
ding,
in
the...
Ding,
ding, ding, ding, ding,
ding. What year was it added to the Pledge of Allegiance?
What?
Under God.
Oh, like in the fucking 50s or something.
I know,
bullshit.
I'm just asking about it, yeah. That was 50s, 54. Yeah, there needs to be a separation there because it's not just one religion going across this country. It's
assholes.
Several.
They all think that they're going to change us into a Christian society. We were born on religious freedom, and now you want to change it. You think you're going to... Your clan is going to take over the United States.
Your
KKK clan. You fucktards. You have no idea. I totally feel like this big, what do you call it? It's like an energy. A big energy. You fucked over women. You took their health care away, right? You're going after LGBTQ people and trans people, and a lot of us know people like that, right? And you're going after fucking Bud Light, and you're going after Mr. Potato Head.
When it comes to the trans war, where do they feel about Poison or David Bowie?
How do you feel about the poison that the companies are putting into our water and our air? Oh, you don't care about that. But it's 130 degrees in fucking Arizona right now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, we don't believe in climate change. Oh,
Is it
really?
supposed to be this soft?
Why don't you let it smack you in the face? Can I get a psh? That's what I want. Psh.
He's very
I need
quick
a fucking
to respond.
You know what I mean?
And then he gets the perfect one.
I need the fucking psh sound.
Yes, we're going for it.
Smack you in the face. Psh. Fuck you.
The backhand.
You need a backhand bitch slap to your face just to wake you up.
Snap out of it.
There you go. Thank you very much. That's exactly what I wanted.
Okay.
Snap out of it.
That took a little bit of time.
You
but
guys
in that amount of
need
time, you
to-
could have liked us, followed us, and subscribed
Oh
on
my
all the
God.
social media. So please do.
Oh my
Again with
God!
that one. I don't
Well,
know where
and
that's coming
I'm
from.
Die Baby Blue on Twitter, and
BPGvoice.com.
don't have threads yet. Do you have a threads?
I have a thread, yes. I'm Morbius2K10 on threads.
Orbeus what?
Morbius2K10.
Morbius.
Yes.
Vagina.
K10.
Unfortunately, everybody thinks of that terrible film that was out just a little bit ago, but it's based on Edward Morbius, who was a philologist from the Bellerophon Party.
Okay.
Vagina.
Didn't
Way
understand
back,
one fucking
yes.
word you just said.
Vagina.
They're foreign,
That's
so
okay.
yes.
Vagina.
Also in foreign lands, we have something called Russia, which
for
we don't
fuck's
like,
sake.
and their military is in a wonderful influx right now. Several of the senior officials have been detained. We have 13 at least that we know of who have disappeared into the detention centers, and
Did
we
they
have
fall out of windows yet?
we have 15 who have been fired. They haven't fallen out of windows, but many of them are predicted to be killed by falling out of a first-story window within the next several months. But the 13 who are currently detained, who are immediately detained, who knows if we'll ever see them again. This is all after the Wagner Group and Prigozhin. And everybody's saying that, oh, but Prigozhin met with Putin afterwards. Well, yeah, he did. Kind of to flaunt the fact that, hey, I've got this power now. And he's back there in Africa trying to, do what he can there as far as rousting all kinds of stuff for Putin. So Putin doesn't, they have some leverage on Putin. If Putin gives them up entirely, if they go the way of the dodo, then Putin isn't going to have this force that he has right now to be able to step in and take all these
Putin
riches out of
needs him.
Africa, which is what he's doing.
Putin has
needs him.
relied on him
Putin created
for
him. Putin
decades.
needs him. Yeah.
You created this monster. Now you have to deal with your own monster. And he is
Right.
ready and willing and could take you over. It's obvious.
You've got
For
a
some
tiger, and that
reason-
tiger can turn around and snap your balls off
Yeah,
in half
for
a second.
some
Yeah.
reason,
Yeah.
why did he stop? Why did he stop invading on Moscow? All of a sudden, there was negotiations and talks, and we don't
Yeah.
know what the fuck they
Yeah.
were.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, what did he get? I'll give you another $1 billion.
I'm sure no deal was reached. I'm sure, because that never happens, where a deal is reached when a show of power leads to a deal being reached. That is the loudest bloody thing in the world over there, by the way.
Yeah,
I'm hearing it every time out of
It's
my,
a
thanks to
cooler.
my microphone being right here.
it's a cooler with ice in it, and it's because I de-iced our mini fridge.
Which I said de-icing is really just turning it off and then letting it sit for a while.
Well, there was ice built up like
Yes.
thick around like
Yeah.
the whatevers, and the beer wasn't getting cold. So I'm like, we have to unplug it, and so I did that today, and soon it just like kind of fell apart or whatever, and I put it in a bucket, and Tony put that ice literally in our cooler right now. Yeah. So the fridge wasn't ready to.
With those descriptors, I feel I was there. I really do.
It just-
That was awesome.
Fridge wasn't ready to take on 18 beers that we are gonna
And
drink.
you had the ice. You had the ice.
Oh yeah.
So you may as well use the ice. What else are you going to use the ice for?
No, I throw it out when you keep the new beer cold.
No,
Exactly.
I knew that Diane would de-ice the fridge today because so I bought ice because I'm smart.
I'm smart.
Oh, you're gonna die, you motherfucker! You're gonna die!
Okay.
What about I'm smart? Can't find it. No.
He is the greatest drop master.
Oh,
Is he
God.
not?
Go through the tulips with these assholes.
That's why we call him Dick Neck Drop Shot.
Yes.
When we don't,
disgrace!
when we do this and we're having fun and we're not doing HBL Radio Nation, it's called Dick Neck Drop Shop.
Yes.
And he's in charge. And
Cockroot Quote Shop.
and it's
that
like-
got
it's-
vetoed.
it's a trap.
apparently.
What was the clip I was just looking for? I'll forget it.
Did
Doesn't
you
matter.
know that weed is now legal in Thailand? Thailand, the place where there there's a whole industry around the sex tourists who go there to have sex with children and stuff. So now that weed is legal there, Matt Gaetz has 2 reasons to go to Thailand.
I'm smart. Not like everybody says. Like dumb. I'm smart.
Thank you for that.
It's gross.
Gotta wait for the end of that one. Of course it
Gross
is.
and
It's
crickets.
gross because it's Matt Gaetz. Come on.
Gross and crickets.
Crickets. Crickets, Tony. Thank you, Tony.
Think I'm gonna barf.
Cheeto chop. Cheeto chop.
That's
So what do you got?
happens
You
when
got a
my
bunch of
phone
stuff.
rings.
Do you have an iron cross like just sketched in the upper corner there?
Oh, no,
What is that? That's a black
these-
hole that
These
you
are my
made there.
doodles.
Okay, yes.
I'll doodle while I'm listening to my things. And
The price is wrong,
yeah,
bitch.
Sometimes it gets out of
Okay.
control. And now I have to start a new book because,
The old one just looks tribal.
well,
How about
I'm
new?
at the end of my 4th book for
Yep, there you
HBL
go.
Radio Nation.
Repeat offender.
Let's see, what is this? Trump's former chief of staff, Mark Meadows, is filing a declaration under penance of perjury that when Trump was POTUS, he wanted to use the IRS to audit people he didn't like Peter Strzok, Lisa Page, Andrew McCabe, and a whole bunch of others. This was a major story this week, and everybody's just like, yeah, we fucking knew.
Didn't that happen, though, to the Republicans? Wasn't there something about the IRS at one point delaying and putting extra scrutiny on some conservative groups at one point? And I think it was towards the end of Obama's reign there. I'm certainly not saying that
No.
it was acceptable or anything, but...
No. Let's not even go there because let's not speculate because I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. All we
There
know
was
is that
something.
as soon on January 24th, after fucking Trump was inaugurated, he sicked the IRS after Strzok, Page, McCabe, and a whole bunch of others.
Call me.
A whole bunch of others. And it's from...
And it was supposed to be random.
It was from John Mathis, and he testified to that in a new, I forget which case, for fuck's sake. I can't even keep this shit straight anymore. And I'm trying to pay attention. I'm trying to pay attention to which case is going into which what and what the fuck and
It was under the Trump administration.
Of course it was.
October of 2017, the Trump administration agreed to settle a lawsuit filed on behalf of more than 400 conservative nonprofit groups who claimed they had been discriminated against by the IRS for basically, they were holding up all kinds of tax paperwork for these conservative groups, but it was
and
under Trump's reign.
going after Trump's enemies.
And do you think that maybe, and this is satire, do you think that maybe possibly if somebody greased a palm in there, somebody handed somebody a $20 bill while they were asking about getting a table for that night, that maybe they got moved up in the list?
Just like Trump appointed DeJoy to the fucking post office, Trump also appointed some asshole to the fucking IRS. And he would gladly go after his fucking enemies. I also found out this week.
Even his conservative
I
enemies.
found out this week, which is a little story, but I thought it was
just a
kind
wee
of...
one. Yeah,
It's
let's
just
have
a
go.
wee one.
Let's have a
That
go at the wee
Trump
story.
keeps 6 goats at Bedminster.
Hang on. Go
Trump
ahead.
keeps 6 goats at Bedminster to categorize it as a farm. And wait a minute, it's also a golf club. And also he buried his ex-wife there to declare it as a cemetery. So it's a golf club, a farm, a cemetery. What is Bedminster
And a
except
petting
for
zoo.
a money
And a
laundering?
petting zoo.
It's
Yeah.
a money laundering scheme.
I'd like to pet the goats and see the nuclear secrets, please. Is it? Petting the goats is $12. If I pay the extra $3, can I see the nuclear secrets? Is that the deal?
It's so ridiculous. It's like, dude, will you please stop crying so we can keep up?
Did you take your golf cart through? Because that counts, and we can call this a drive-through safari now.
Yeah, a drive-through safari and the golf club and the goats are gonna they're gonna eat all the grass on top of Ivana's grave, and then they're gonna expose.
They're gonna eat the secrets.
They're gonna eat all the
They're
secrets.
gonna eat
Just
the.
give
That's
the
the
goats.
plan.
Give the goats the paper.
That's the plan,
so Donald
dude.
Trump doesn't have to eat the paper for himself
They're
anymore.
Democrat.
The goats
Or try
are
to flush
gonna
him down
eat
his
the
toilet.
secrets, man. The goats are gonna eat the secrets. I've been telling you dudes all along, man.
Yeah. Give the paper to the goats.
Doesn't anyone notice this? I feel like I'm taking crazy pills.
They'll eat anything.
It gives the paper to the goats. It does this whenever it's told.
Perhaps you'd like me to come in there and wash your dick for you.
Give the fucking papers to the goats.
Certainly.
Remember how many times it took him to flush the toilet? It took me 10 times to flush the toilet. And because, maybe it's because there's fucking classified documents down there.
And you know the funny thing about that is, you know that he didn't just walk into the bathroom, crumple it up, throw it in the toilet, and hit flush. He went in there, wiped with it, and then flushed it. You know that happened.
I think I'm going to wipe my ass with national security secrets and classified documents. I'm going to...
I need to use the documents because my little hands. Suddenly I'm Brando. I don't know.
I want little baby hands, and I'm going to go like this. Cheetah chop. Cheetah chop. I'm gonna cheetah chop. It this classified documents into little bitty pieces, and then I'm going to flush them, and it takes 10 times to flush them. Don't you know the water pressure is really, really bad? He's such an embarrassment. My God, what the fuck?
Well, they say that's why, they asked Ron P. Santis about
Rhonda?
whether or not he was going to run as Trump's running mate. And this is a headline. It says, DeSantis says, I'm not number 2. And I thought, no, you're number 1 because you're Ron P. Santis and you carried the P samples
And Donald
everywhere.
Trump is a piece of shit.
Think I'm going to barf.
And literally fuck your own face.
Oh, my God.
That's a nice one.
I know. It's good. It's
I
good.
use that one around the house a lot, and sometimes when I'm at family gatherings, because Nana sometimes gets a little out there, so I got to tell her that, every once in a while. Yeah. Just keep her in line.
Buongiorno.
So we've got Judge Eileen Cannon about to make a decision on Walt Nada. It's supposed to happen tomorrow, and she is now.
So she's spinning her speak and spell at home.
Well,
right
this
now.
is the first test. Is she going to give them the extension till after the election, or is she going to be like, no,
she's
we're
the
going
one
to
that
have the
said
thing?
it has to happen second week of August, right? Didn't she initially say that?
She did say that, and then Jack said, I need till December because everybody needs to get their clearance in order to see the evidence.
See the damn documents, yeah.
For fuck's sake.
Yeah.
So he said December, but now they want to push it till November after the election of 2024. And Walt Knott is pushing for this, and she won't take the advice of her national security advisors on classified documents. She's blowing them all off, and it's like, who are you going to believe? Donald Trump or national security advisors from the NSA and the fucking FBI and the CIA? By the way, you can't say that in open court. Just so you know,
you
Judge
can't talk about
Eileen
what's in
Cannon,
it, even
Judge
in open
Eileen
court.
Cannon, I know you have zero fucking experience with any of this shit,
Yeah.
but I just want you to know you can't talk about classified fucking documents during your fucking trial. Just FYI, bitch.
On classified
Oh,
documents.
for
yeah.
fuck's
Yeah.
sake.
Yeah, John
She
Deff
is
says hi.
so. Oh, John Deff. Hey, buddy.
I call Jack Smith.
I am the Lord of Darkness.
That's Jack Smith.
It's not bad. Yeah. Yeah, I can see it with the beard.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I can see him. I can if everything works out, and he doesn't get any more obstruction, I can actually see his ass. Jack Smith putting Trump's ass in fucking jail, in prison, for the rest of his life. If it all works out. But you're dealing with
It'll be until he gets pardoned.
a Trump-appointed judge. I don't even think... I think there should be new rules. You cannot pardon somebody you are criminally involved with, like Manafort and Stone and Bannon. You can't do that.
I'd agree with you.
All the pardons that were
but the law
from
doesn't.
before.
That's the problem.
Wow.
law
Because it
says that you
wasn't
can't.
written in fucking stone, and we didn't know we would have a fucking totally criminal president along with a totally criminal fucking Republican Party who wants to lick Putin's asshole.
Live and learn. We live
I
and
don't
we
even
learn.
think the founding fathers saw this shit coming. They put as many things in place to try to prevent this, and I get that. We were dealing with tyranny when we made this country, right? And we had
We were escaping
an
tyranny. when we
oligarchy,
formed this
a
country.
monarchy, saying,
Religious freedom.
we control this land, even though you don't have any people there. And they were
Right.
like, go fuck yourselves. We came here for religious freedom. Even though we committed genocide and slavery.
He turned the volume up on the drops
Yeah,
again, didn't he?
yes.
No, I didn't.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, that's a bit loud.
Because now it's just interrupting.
It's a
Thank you so
51. It's at 51. Jesus.
You're at 51.
No, 49.
No, yeah, he got 2 more years. Fucking A. No, this fucking bitch. This is her test. Friday, we're supposed to find out tomorrow if she's going to delay the case or if she's going to proceed and go with Jack Smith's timeline. We'll see. I don't know. I hate saying, we'll see what happens, because that's all Donald Trump did. We'll see what happens.
Actually, his big
We're
thing is
going to run the government on
his
we'll
big
see
thing-
what happens.
his big thing was, we've got a lot of big plans on this. We got a huge plan coming out. It's coming out on Tuesday. It was always with him. He was always like Wimpy from Popeyes. Popeye, yeah.
Everything was 2 weeks away.
Everything was
You're gonna
Tuesday.
get
Next
healthcare
Tuesday.
it was 2 weeks.
I'll pay you next
We'll
Tuesday
have it in
Alright.
2 weeks.
for that
For
burger.
a healthcare plan today.
We'll have it in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
We'll have everything you want. We'll have a new health care plan in 2 weeks. We're going to put Hillary Clinton in jail in 2 weeks.
Did you send
Everything's
Kylie
gonna-
out with the binder? Send Kylie out with the binder. The big binder. Send Kylie out with the binder.
Son
You
of a
remember when he did that
bitch.
on 60 Minutes? Sent Kylie McEnany, who's also aptly named, out with a giant binder for Leslie Stahl.
I remember that.
For the healthcare plan.
And there was nothing in it.
And there was nothing in it. It was
Empty
smoke
paper.
and mirrors, yeah.
Oh, just plain paper.
Yeah.
The
Well, no,
paper-
there was
Do you
printing
remember,
on all of it.
do
It
you
wasn't
remember
plain
the
paper, but there
stacks
was
of
yeah.
boxes of papers he put out there, and he goes, "This is when I'm
My
like,
tax returns. Yeah.
well, no, this is when I'm signing away my rights to my company and
Yeah.
This is
and,
how much paperwork. Yeah.
oh my god,
No,
it was
none of that was real, yeah.
boxes of empty fucking
He
nothing.
loves
on
to
it.
show big boxes.
It's a fucking
and he loves to talk about big burly men calling him sir.
show. It's a reality TV show. Everything's made up.
It is part of this
Everything's a
business we call
facade.
show.
Game over,
Everything's a
man. It's
facade.
game over.
Let's put him in charge.
I just, for fuck's sake,
Yep.
I can't even.
Nutty.
I don't
Nutty
even
like a fruit
It
cake.
makes me like not even want to go on with the rest of the show right now. Like, why don't we just give up?
Nope.
It's exhausting.
It's very exhausting, but that's part of the thing. They hope to wear you down. I mean, they're
That's their goal,
super annoying, and
to
they're
wear
just
you
gonna
down
wear you down
and
yeah.
make you give up.
Yes,
Yes.
like the annoying neighbor.
I asked Benny Loco and Andrea last week, I said, what do you think about our show, HBL Radio Nation? Separately, right?
They said it was annoying.
They both love it. And I said, do you think we should keep going? Because we're at, 32 episodes. And
36 followers.
we have 36 followers.
Hey,
And
okay.
this takes a lot of my energy. And I write notes and I, pay attention to the news all week. But it also...
It's emotionally draining for you as well, because I know that you really get involved in some of these stories.
And not only that, when you see rights of people being taken away for the first time in American history, last year with Roe falling, and now with this fucking the LGBTQ thing about the businesses and
affirmative action,
and we can, ban, and we don't have to serve anybody we don't want to.
By the way, homophobes are not allowed to listen to this. Neither are racists or bigots or misogynists.
So if you're any of those, fuck off.
Stop listening now.
Oh, you can
Stop listening.
You can listen.
Unfollow us.
Fucking subscribe. Fucking do all that.
Definitely
Fuck,
subscribe.
Come on.
You can just jerk off to my face.
Come out, wherever you are.
I'm not going to go that far.
Fucking asshole.
But if you subscribe and donate the right amount, maybe I will.
I'm sick and tired of this bullshit. I really am. I'm so fucking sick of it. And not only that, my God, everything that the Republicans do is seriously, they're obsessed with people's genitalia. All they care about, when you say gay, they think about two men having sex. They don't think about a loving relationship. How about when you say heterosexual relationship, do they look at me and Tony and look at us having sex? No. Think about us having sex? Think about you and your wife having sex? No. But as soon as you say, oh, I'm gay, they think, oh, you sucking some dude's cock or whatever, or licking some chick's pussy. They can't think straight after that. It's like if you flash your tits, guys can't think straight anymore.
That's
they
true.
No longer
Every time
have
I
their
flash
fucking
my tits, he almost goes off the road. I'm telling you that right now.
I
Flash
can't think
your
straight
tits.
when you do that.
I know. I know
think
you
straight.
can't, brother.
Can't think straight when they see a pair of tits. It's true.
Just your tits.
You know what I'm talking about.
Just
I know
a
you're
flesh
joking.
wound.
You know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about. It's like they lose their fucking minds. And they're so concentrated on people's genitalia. It's really disturbing.
Well, one of the things that gets me is that the argument, and we've gone over my response to the argument about being in restrooms and things like that.
T-O-P-L-E-S-S.
Now there could be all
T-O-P-L-E-S-S.
Not gonna do it.
T-O-P-L-E-S-S.
Not gonna do it.
So there are a whole lot of people who think that trans people are all perverts, and once they get into a bathroom, they're going to be looking over the top of the stall at you. Now, we've talked about my solution of doing a whole wall stall, but regardless, what makes them think that just because somebody has the genitalia that they're not a pervert? You know, I've been in a public stall and I've had that wiggle of the door and it's locked while you're in there having a sit down, and then you've got that big crease in the door, that big open spot there, and you see the eyeball. Yeah. The eyeball comes in looking at you. And it's like,
Perhaps you'd like me to come in there and wash your...
okay, you tried the door. The door was locked. Okay.
Do you not look under?
If you're gonna
I
look
under for the feet.
If you're gonna look in the crack at that point, what are you looking for? If it was empty, are you just gonna try to force it, and make your way in there?
Oh,
No,
God.
It's still locked, you moron.
That's why I don't hold it when I go in, as in, you don't want to make a crazy noise or anything when you're sharding,
Oh, I don't mind.
I blast.
I let it go. Yeah, I let the heavens
You
rain
guys
down.
wall blast in the men's room. When
I made a guy in the stall next to me throw up one time. Yeah. Yes. It
No,
happened.
you didn't.
Yes, I did. This was I
Oh,
was
my-
working at one of the big three. And it was a developer who probably had a bit too much weekend the night before. And yeah.
It was gonna happen anyway.
Yeah.
You just were the catalyst.
Here you go. This is gonna happen anyway. Either I'm gonna be doing this to you in the hallway, or you're gonna be in the stall next to me, and I'm just gonna unleash when that happens. So, joy of joys on that one. So, back in mid-June, a tragedy occurred. Something that we talked about when the Titanic sub went down. The sub that was doing a tourist trip down to the Titanic and back. And we talked about how many ships showed up. 13 ships showed up to look for it. They brought robots. They brought undersea vessels. They brought everything on the planet. And meanwhile, a week prior, 600 lives were lost off the Greek coast from Greek migrants. It was a boat sinking. 100 of those were kids who were trapped in the hull. This was mostly Egyptians, and because they were mostly Egyptians from Africa, that meant that there was no rescue. Unlike the sub, where everybody was looking for it, nobody was
5
looking.
millionaires.
You had two guys on the beach going, "I don't see anybody," and that's it. The Greek Coast Guard actually told some of the survivors to shut up and stop talking about it to the press. Talk about diametrically opposed to the billionaires, 2 billionaires and their son, versus 600 lives lost. Migrant lives lost. They're just trying to get somewhere better, anywhere better. Nobody gives a shit about them. People with billions of dollars. We bring out a navy.
How
to look for 'em.
come we do this? We do
What
this, though.
we've got
We do
here
this
is
as Americans.
failure to communicate.
We're doing it.
Yeah.
We're doing it right
Yeah.
now. Elon Musk buys Twitter. Everybody's leaving Twitter to go to Threads. For what? For that other fucking rich faggot. What's his fucking name? Zuckerberg. Sorry, I used
wouldn't
the
use
F
the
word.
F word there.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to be an asshole, and I have nothing against gay people. He's an asshole too.
Yeah.
He's another rich asshole. Why do we go from one rich asshole to the next rich asshole?
Because there's always going to be a rich asshole who
How can
owns
we
something
go?
that we're going to
How
use.
we still buy our shit from Amazon to support that rich asshole? Do we have a choice if you want to get the shit you want? I guess you can't unless you want to shop around and try to find it in a store.
And that's crazy,
that's
having to go to a
an
store and
hour
look at shit.
away. Yeah, well, because not everybody's gonna carry this shit anymore.
I ain't going to walk.
I built
One
my
asshole.
whole computer system from a store.
One asshole,
Proud of
rich
you.
asshole after another rich asshole.
I drove there.
Yes,
Who
you did.
are you gonna believe?
You're very brave in doing that, Tony.
Thank
we go
you.
from one oligarch to the other.
Yeah.
We actually are doing it ourselves right now as we speak.
Yeah, YouTube.
And
Yeah.
What the fuck?
We're giving the same asshole
Google.
money right now.
Yeah.
how do you stop? How do you get away from it? You can't.
You can't. You got to
Nothing
play part
is
of the system.
independently owned anymore. It's all the big companies, big corporations. They get away with murder, literally,
Yeah.
and they're these.
Throughout.
Wait, hold on. Let's just go right to all the child labor laws that are being canceled right now. And-
Huckabeest put new child labor laws in
Suck
where
a
children
beast.
have
Oh, yeah.
to work.
Now you can
Suck a
work
beast.
when you're 12 and you can get married and have a kid when you're 12, and it's not against the law. And we are going back to having little kids
Huckabeest
in
hate
fucking
fire.
factories. And this haven't we evolved from this 100? What was the Industrial Revolution was what in the 1900s? So 1910, right?
Turn of the century up around.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So 110 years later, we're gonna go back. Are we going to go back?
We've taken a lot of steps backwards. We've taken a ton of steps backwards. The second that we became a Jerry Springer nation, the second that we became this whole
reality TV
pro wrestling type, concept that we have, like, the entire nation is just, it's a pro wrestling audience. And if you're going to take somebody that they hate and you're going to target your hate towards them, they love you.
Yeah.
Now they love you because you hate what they hate.
Yeah.
That's all it is. It's who do you hate, and can we target that hate and sell that hate? And like you said last time, and I've thought about this before, and I love that phrase, you can't spell hatred without red hat.
Yep.
They really put a marketing behind it. They gave it a symbol.
There is major marketing behind it. There has been multi-million-dollar...
And then you did what? You packaged it up and you sold it. You sold it and you didn't think about what they were going to do with it.
Multi-million-dollar campaigns to fuck with people's minds in this goddamn country. And I look at it like... I feel like... All right, I don't even know how to say this without saying just the way I want to say it. Okay.
Just throw it out there.
I feel like right now, our generation, the generation that did not grow up with computers, but
ended up adopting them.
Yeah. We got video games at an early age.
Pong.
It was like a little gradual steps.
Yes.
But we grew up, we didn't have a cell phone. When we fell off our bikes, we didn't have a cell phone to be like, I fell off my bike and you have to come get me. And I'm in the corner of... no. What do we have to do? We had to pick ourselves up, brush ourselves off, and ride our fucking asses home.
I dragged my wrecked bike back crying the whole way. That's what I did.
After you wiped out or got hit by a car or whatever bullshit, right? I got hit by a car right in front of my school. Anyway, so...
Mama, I got hit by a bus.
Yeah. Don't even joke.
Are you playing?
Tony
don't even joke about buses around me.
Oh, jeez.
It's like joking about water around you. Anyway, so we'll move on. But what I'm saying is, like, we grew up with no helmets, no car seats, no fucking
riding in the bed of the pickup truck.
No, we didn't get coddling.
Yes.
And we had no computers. We finally eventually got a couple fucking video games when we were like 10 and 15, and then it became a huge fucking thing, right? Yeah. It turned into a fucking... These kids have never known a world without a computer.
Without a computer in their own hand.
They don't know a world without... They don't even know how to use a dial on a phone like an old school rotary phone. They don't know how to read fucking cursive, for fuck's sake.
They don't know how to load a cassette or actually hit play on it.
Oh, God.
Something that I mentioned to somebody before is in the 70s and into the early 90s, we kept thinking about Star Trek. And everybody's like, oh, look at the flip phone. The flip phone was even kind of designed to be similar to the communicator device in there. But then now we have these full computers in our hands. And you know what this is more like? There's another show out there it's a cult show. I know it's crazy that I would be into it. Space 1999, where they have these things that they carry around on their belts and they pull it out, and it's a video phone, communication device. It's their personal computer. It's their door lock. It's everything that we use our personal phone for today. Our cell phones are exactly what these devices are on there, just a different shape. That's all.
I see these like apps where you can it's not even an app. How about you can call somebody and they'll come pick up your laundry and they'll do the laundry for you, but you have to pay them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what? You don't have to cook anymore. You don't have to
what
do
about,
your own
what
laundry
about the cooking
anymore.
Ones?
You have to push a button. Everything's connected to your phone.
You can contact our company, and our company will send you pre-made meals in boxes that all you have to do is put into a special oven at a particular amount of time, and then bam, you have a fresh meal in front of you. And I'm thinking, holy shit, so you're remarketing TV dinners? Because we had that shit back in the 60s and 70s.
Yeah.
I mean, TV dinners have been a thing for a long
It's
time.
not quite a
But
microwave.
now it's a new TV. Well, that's the thing. You have to buy their proprietary
Yeah.
oven.
Item.
Yeah.
And you scan the item before you put it in.
Okay,
How
so
ridiculous is that?
we're gonna
How-
do a quick segue because we're talking about cooking.
I don't want to ride a Segway.
Oh God, I
Come on.
love this guy. He's my new favorite. What is it? It's called Chef Reactions on Twitter.
Okay.
He's also on Instagram.
By the way, before you play this really quick, I'm a big fan of MasterChef and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And Gordon Ramsay, when he's cooking, he's always doing stuff. So when I'm cooking, I do some of the Ramsayisms. So when I'm making my Kraft macaroni and cheese, I'm throwing in the sauce pack and everything, and I'm like, beautiful, lovely, delicious, wonderful. I'm
Yeah.
doing all the Gordon Ramsays to
Right, yeah.
that. So it's a fun little thing that I do.
All right, I don't know.
What do we got here? Look at that hat.
All
That
right,
is
well,
a brim.
it's probably going to be better than 90%
That
of
is
the
loud.
stuff I see on this app.
Why is it echoey?
It's echoey.
Hold on.
So this
Look at the flick
guy,
of the wrist, crack an
Hold
egg
on.
flat.
hold on. You fix the audio give me a second.
Yeah, go ahead.
So Chef Reactions on
Yes.
Twitter.
Yes.
He normally reacts to these ladies who throw everything but the kitchen sink into a casserole dish
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
bake it, and they're like, oh, it's going to be so great. Like one chick put in a whole fucking thing of Velveeta in a fucking 2 pounds of goddamn ground round and
Stop.
like a shit ton of cheese.
Stop. I'm
And
getting-
it was
I
just,
need a moment.
it was really disgusting. And
No. Sounds
so
beautiful.
this
Sounds
one's
lovely.
a cute one. This one's a cute one because
Yeah.
it's a little girl, and that's
Oh,
why.
okay.
Yeah, that's why
Better
his
than
edit.
90% of the
Why is that echoing?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Did you see the pictures of? I actually have a
Tony,
spam can that
Hold
expired.
on. Is there a speaker on out here?
No.
No.
I don't know why it's echoing.
No, my speakers are all down.
Okay.
You're one.
I have no idea, but this is. It's so
Monitor
much
and
fun.
output. Well, whatever.
I don't know.
I'll play it anyways. Fuck off.
stuff I see on this app.
He almost said shit.
Baking Toda. Get that baking Toda in there, young lady. Well done.
Baking Toda.
Look
is
at the
what
flick
she
of the
was
wrist.
calling
Crack an egg on a flat surface. She's going places. I like this girl. No shells in there. We should get her a compost bin so she's not putting food waste in the garbage, but wet ingredients in one bowl, dry in another. Sometimes it's okay to use a lot of bowls. She's working pretty fast though. Grate some cheese. It's the same reaction I have when I grate cheese.
Yes.
Exact same.
Yes.
Oh. Making some cheddar biscuits while we're here. Say what you will about Red Lobster, and I have, but their Cheddar Bay biscuits are unparalleled. All right, well, great job. If you're ever looking for a job, let me know. 10 out of 10 would eat. Bye-bye.
Okay,
All right, well,
so
this-
he rates everything.
Yeah.
10 out of 10 would I eat it or would I eat and this little girl, I mean, what? A doll. And she's like, salt? And she sticks her finger in the salt and she goes like this. Flick of the wrist.
Pretty fast, though.
It's cute, but I gotta tell you,
It's
Hold
so
on.
cute.
Hold on.
It's the same reaction I have when I grate cheese. Exact same.
it is.
Parmesan is what is it?
I have that off. 'cause I was
Parmesan is it's not cheese.
Parmigiano is
It's
not
an,
an aged cheese. Parmigiano is a state of mind.
not an aged cheese.
Aged cheese.
It's
Aged
a
cheese.
It's a state of mind.
It's a state of mind.
I can't.
Detroit. This
Oh.
is HBL Radio
We can't
Nation.
help it. We're
Yes,
like
it is.
a little
Like,
bit
share, and
foodies over around
subscribe
here.
on all of these socials.
I love this guy. First of all, I love his reactions against these women who put all
Yeah.
this shit in a casserole dish and call it food.
Ugh.
The last one he did, a
Yeah.
chick started with
a can of Hormel.
no
Oh, that would have been great.
tortillas
Okay.
on the thing,
Okay,
the
yeah.
Pan
bottom,
on
Yeah.
the pan. Yeah.
and then old McDonald's French fries.
Old McDonald. What? Old MacDonald had a fry.
Old McDonald, stale.
Like, how old?
Then she put in tater tots and frozen fries.
They get old after fucking 2 minutes.
Then she put in like all this other crap, and he was going on and on about it, and Tony and I were dying laughing because it was like the most disgusting thing you've ever seen.
Have you seen the Big Mac lasagnas that they do?
Oh, God.
Where they just load it with Big Macs, and then they pour the sauce all over, and then they do cheese and a layer of pasta, and then more Big Macs.
Oh,
and all
God.
this
It's enough to fucking barf.
Well,
I'd barf.
Some of it, maybe.
Think I'm gonna barf.
Ola.
I'm known for my gullet and palate leaning towards the garbage pail kids palate. I will eat the Cheese Whiz. I'm okay with it. I obviously prefer real cheese. But there's so many things that I can't eat now. Like, I used to eat everything, and maybe that led to my big allergy now that I have, leading to why I have to eat so limited things at limited places.
You're all worthless and weak.
I have to keep reminding myself, like, it used to be I could eat anything. Yeah, I'll eat that. Yeah, bring that. And now I have to be like, yeah, bring that. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. I probably should.
An adult human female?
No, I fell in love with this guy, and I just like went through his fucking feed, and I love it because he just tears them all down, just like how we should be tearing down all the Republicans who are doing all these fucking shenanigans. What else you got on your list? Anything?
I am through my list. We made it. I talked a lot so far today, so let's go through what you got on some of your notes, because I know you have plenty of stuff.
We know that
Wherever you are.
Rudy Giuliani did his Queen for the Day proffer thing with the J6 committee. And it was all about, a lot of it is about that December 18th meeting.
Yeah.
And that was...
Was that December 18th?
December 18th, 2020. After
December 20th.
After...
It was 18th?
Yeah.
Okay.
After Trump lost the election, and then at 1:42 a.m. on
Marge Grade was there for no reason whatsoever because she wasn't even elected yet, right? That's the one?
No. I don't know.
Giuliani's drunk.
Too much shit happened down in there.
Yeah. Giuliani was drunk in the meeting.
There was a meeting in the White House, in the Oval, with Trump and Rudy and Pat Byrne, who's the former CEO of Overstock, Sidney Powell, Mike Flynn, Eric Hirschman, Pat Cipollone, Derek Lyons, and Mark Meadows. It took hours. It ended maybe around midnight. And then at 1:42 a.m. on 12/19/2020, Trump sends a tweet.
Inappropriate, Tony.
Come on January 6th, will be wild. The will be wild tweet. Okay?
Right. I remember the will be wild. Yeah. Happened after the big meeting. Yeah.
After this meeting.
Yeah.
When they proposed so much shit.
Yeah.
One side proposing crazy, insane ideas on how to keep Trump in office after he lost the election. The other side saying he can't possibly do this. It's totally illegal and he has no authority and it's totally insane. So Team Crazy wanted the Department of Defense and the military to seize voting machines in swing states where he had lost, naming a Sidney Powell special counsel to investigate voter fraud and invoke martial law. The Will Be Wild tweet has been used in multiple lawsuits for the boots on the ground, using the Oath Keepers and the Proud Boys. They keep using this.
And Sidney Powell's lawsuits as well. I mean, she's a wackadoo.
Well, and I'll get to that.
Push for most of that. Sorry,
I'll get to that. This is not. I'm not even scratching the surface.
We're just getting there. Just getting started.
Yeah, and so Trump figured out the only way to overturn the election is to summon his mob to the Capitol and cause an insurrection. And plus we don't know about the Willard War Room and Meadows wanting to go there, and we think Meadows is cooperating because
if they didn't get the electoral votes out of there that day on January 6th, what do you think would have happened?
Oh, God.
Do you think that was the goal?
The two you know,
oh, we should take these.
I think we should take these with us. If we don't take these with us, shit's gonna happen.
Yeah, yeah.
So now
I signed these out. I'm gonna take them with me.
So now we've got.
What do you think would have happened, though? I mean, do you think that was a big part of the goal of January 6th, was to get those, pull them out,
I don't
destroy
know about the
them,
papers. They
replace them?
They wanted to kill people. They did. They were out for blood. They wanted to hang Mike Pence.
Yeah.
They wanted to kill Nancy Pelosi. They wanted fucking blood on that day.
But
we are so fucking lucky
that one strike
that everybody
team was
got
moving through the crowd,
away
though.
in time enough.
What were they after?
Wait a minute. What would have happened if the insurrectionists had gone in there and started
martial law
in the fucking house?
Trump
would have called
martial law. Still president.
He would have sent in the military, and he would still be president today.
I think there's also a possibility that they were targeting those electoral college votes, and they were going after those because they hadn't been ratified yet. And I think that they were going to go after those, try to destroy them, and or replace them. And I think that's what that Proud Boy strike team was all about.
Just because you can destroy the
Send
paper
it back.
doesn't mean they don't exist. The numbers don't exist.
Send it back to the
know
states.
That, but
and,
look at who we're talking about. I'm not
Yeah,
talking
we're
about
talking
my
about
plan.
idiots.
My plan would have been a little bit more, not stupid. But their plan, no. They think, well, we get rid of the paper and that's it.
In regards to that meeting, you're looking at Giuliani, Eastman, Powell, Linwood. They're all facing disbarment. Wood quit before he could be disbarred.
Yes.
Everybody who is involved with Donald Trump has been.
Giuliani and Powell have both been disbarred. We know that for sure. They've all been taken down.
They've all been burned. They've burned their credibility and their lives
been paid?
To the fucking ground.
Has anybody been paid
Trump!
by Trump? Anybody other than Trump been paid? That's the thing. How can he get any other attorneys now with his history of not paying his attorneys?
You can't keep getting away with it.
Okay, well that was okay. I'll give you a pass on that.
You have to get the second part.
I keep getting away with it. I got nowhere else to go.
So we also found out that 4 days after the FBI interviewed Walt Nauta and Mar-a-Lago,
You can't keep getting away with
that he was seen moving 64 boxes.
You can't keep getting away with it.
Not all at
Only
once, because
30
I've seen those guys, and they're
30
not that
came
big.
back, and it was all before the search warrant. And Nauta moved the boxes before and after his interview with the FBI. It shows clear.
I'm thinking Nauta had the boxes moved. I don't think he moved anything. It doesn't look like he's moved anything.
Walt
in
Nauta
years.
was ordered to move them by Donald Trump.
He brought
He
interns to move them for him.
Oh,
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
sure that
yeah.
he had a cart.
Well,
that's why we know about the other guy. The other guy was like, "Oh, I was just here to move them," but no, he was the one who was asking all about the cameras and all that other bullshit. He was a spy too. How many spies do the fucking right? How many spies do they have to get involved with? There's spies at Mar-a-Lago. I can't even say
Mar-a-Lago,
it. I can't even say it anymore. You've got the whistleblower who's a fucking spy.
Two. There's a second whistleblower who's supposed
You've
to testify
got
next
Chinese
Tuesday.
Spies.
No shit.
You've
on that
got meetings with Russians in Trump Tower. You've got the insanity. It's all been normalized by the fucking media. When we look back on this, we're like, what the fuck? Really? Like, what the fuck just happened? And everybody, it's like a shrugging of the shoulders. Nobody can do DOJ. Like, we don't know what to do. I don't mean to be a dick, but I'm sorry. This shit should have been moved on from fucking day one.
And how about the
Took
Republicans?
15 goddamn months.
How about the Republicans going after Christopher Wray and the FBI today and yesterday, doing all kinds of testimony? Christopher Wray, of course, facing them down. These are his own people.
Yeah.
And they're declaring that he is helping the Bidens, and he's like, no, I'm a conservative. What are you talking about? You guys appointed me here.
Yeah. Trump appointed me here.
Yeah. So it's absolutely it's
You're
fun to watch the implosions.
Well, they keep rake stepping.
Yeah.
And it's like it's hard to even watch them keep rake stepping.
What's Marge going to do now? All that she just has Kevin McCarthy behind her. Or as I call him,
who the fuck
Mr.
cares?
Taylor Greene.
Who the fuck cares?
Marge's
fuck
husband.
Cares?
Marge's wife.
Don't care.
What's in the box? What's in the fucking box?
Well, if it's Marge Taylor Greene, probably a bunch of steroids.
Satire.
That's what would be inside the box. Oh, satire. Yes, that is satire.
Elena
Sorry.
Haba's now off the case, the hush money case, and now she's going to be a lawyer for one of the CPAC thingies. Guy Fieri fucking shakes Trump's hand and instantly tanks his fucking entire career.
disgrace!
You have
it took that.
84 fake
looked at what
electors
he eats? Come
in
on.
swing states that have signed documents falsely declaring Trump won.
Yes.
And they have, I don't know if those are the same
I want the
84
Michigan
witnesses.
false electors to go down like a prom date.
You have, how about the Michigan G.O.P. brawl broke out between the Republicans and the Michigan State Party committee meeting. And it started with the Pledge of the Allegiance and ended with a middle finger in Clare, Michigan, at the Doherty Hotel last Saturday. One guy kicked another guy. Another guy kicked one guy in the balls and pushed him into chairs.
Yep.
And this is what we have. Go ahead, keep fighting. You're all a bunch of bag rats.
Love it.
You can't even get your shit
Love
together.
it.
We got Mike Pillow, who's auctioning off 850 items because he's lost $100 million in revenue.
My Pillow Lindell.
He's literally auctioning off desks and chairs. And he still insists the 2020 election was stolen. He's ruined his own company. He's totally
keep the Kurgan
fucked
down
himself.
Over there.
Totally fucked himself on this. And by the way,
Happy Halloween, ladies.
the key whistleblower for the Republicans, against the Biden crime family, has been arrested on 8 counts. 8 counts. Unregistered as a foreign agent, is accused of being engaged in multiple serious crimes. Oh, I had the list. Where's the list?
France, Chile. It must be Italian.
Yeah, it must be Italian.
I have to look for the list. I have it somewhere.
Gotta love culture.
I have to go to my new book now. Yeah.
Oh, we're on to the
we're
on to the next book, people.
His name is Gall Luft. He fled the United States in February of 2023. He avoided arrest on federal charges filed against him in February of 2022, but unsealed just last night. So, the Republicans give him wiggle room to be like, this is all weaponized political government. Go fuck yourself.
Did you guys see my bag of cocaine? I had it when we went on the White House tour, but have you seen it now?
He's engaged in multiple international criminal schemes, including
criminal screens.
Including advancing the interests of China, bribery, arms dealing, 4 charges, failing to register as a foreign agent, violating the Iran embargo, and status as an Israeli spy, a lieutenant colonel, moonlighting as a Chinese spy, and this is who
skullduggery
the fucking
and
Republicans are like, oh yeah, he's the whistleblower. We're gonna believe every word he says.
And then now they have another whistleblower that they claim that they have. This is going to turn out into nothing as well. This is probably this person who lost their cocaine.
It's another shit show. All they do is shit shows. They keep stepping on rakes and shitting in their diapers.
Ooh, and you'll like to see in this one, there's an awful lot of peanuts. And clearly this person enjoyed quite a bit of fiber. Moving on to the next piece of shit in the evening.
And we also know that this guy was bribing one of Trump's campaign advisor in 2016. And then he fled to Cyprus. That was recently. But he was bribing his connections to one of Trump's campaign advisors. I forget his name right now. Woolley or something.
Cyprus is a little bit known for corruption as well.
Oh,
so,
yeah. It's one of the,
yeah.
money laundering capitals of the world. And there's no extradition out of Cyprus, too.
Well,
such...
you can
he
escape
was dead,
to Erdogan's
but he was
Turkey.
missing.
Yeah.
We don't know why he's missing. We can't figure. All of a sudden, our whistleblower's missing, and he could possibly be dead.
Clean the bone saw. Clean the bone saw.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
The drama, the high school. It's like a fucking high school play soap opera. It's so badly written, so badly.
It's worse than that. It's Mary Hartman.
We haven't even talked about the fucking writers.
Oh, well, the Writers Guild of
yeah,
America are
yeah.
still on strike, and of course SAG-AFTRA voted today to go ahead and support them. But they also voted to go on strike themselves because they need to renegotiate as well. It's not just the writers who are getting screwed in all the new revenue streams that are out there. It's the actors and everybody else too. Because you have to remember that a big part of their contract was promised to them in residual revenues from marketing and other things, specifically residual revenues from ticket sales. So when you had COVID hit, Scarlett Johansson sues Marvel Entertainment because all of a sudden her movie Black Widow isn't coming out in the theaters, it's coming out in the theaters and on streaming, and that means that she's not going to get the residuals she would get off all those ticket sales.
That's right.
I don't blame her for wanting to renegotiate at that point because the situation changed. They decided to change the way that they were going to distribute the film without changing the revenue stream for the individuals.
I don't even
That's
know how you
not
control it. Do you remember, like, before COVID, how, like, excerpts of movies would get leaked out onto the internet?
Sure.
And stuff like that. And it's got to be an inside job, right?
Napster.
Oh, yeah.
No, but it had to be an inside job. Somebody in there
it could be.
was trying to make a buck or whatever. Yeah. And now you're like, wait a minute. Since COVID, everything is kind of flipped upside down. These are all new rules. Everything is new because we have how many streaming? You got Hulu and Roku and fucking this and that and the fucking other thing, and I can't even keep track of all this fucking shit.
That's right.
And I don't even know where to find the shit that I want to find. Like, even though I don't want to watch it, Handmaid's Tale was on Hulu.
Yeah.
I don't need to watch Handmaid's Tale. We're already fucking living in it.
Yeah. Let me ask you this, though. As a musician, you write a song, you perform a song, you record a song. Your contract says that you're going to get 30% of the residual of all radio play and live performances on that song. That's your contract. As after you sign that contract, a year later, after you've done all the recording and you're just ready to go out on tour and support this whole thing, instead of getting radio play like it was supposed to start getting, a new technology comes into play, and Amazon is beaming it directly to your brain.
Sirius satellite radio.
And you don't have a contract for revenue on that.
Yeah.
And they decide, instead of putting it out on radio, we're going to put it out on this new format, and you're not getting a dime off of that. That's what's happening right now to all the actors and all the writers.
I don't even know how do you negotiate because it's so...
It's a new technology. We have to negotiate.
It's a new technology. It's big.
Yeah.
It's bigger than all of us, and it goes worldwide. Mm-hmm. So...
There are attorneys to figure out the specifics.
While their CEOs are making $250 million a year, and the writers are still broke...
I would say $250 million a year for the studio heads is wildly low. I think they're all making $1.4 billion plus each.
I'm just talking about like director, or you know what I mean. Like,
but at the same time, the writers,
man, you can't. And guess
can't
what?
Pay their rent.
Haven't we watched? We've been watching this ourselves over the last 20, 15 years.
You ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight?
I don't see anything new coming out. I see rehashing of old shit all the time.
Right.
Rehashing of old TV shows. Rehashing of old movies. Redoing old movies.
It's the concept that there are no new ideas. Yeah.
Yes.
Comic book movies
Yeah.
that are just like overload and overwhelming and just like really, I don't watch them. Okay, because I just don't care. I wasn't into comic books.
You're talking crazy.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm talking crazy. But, I just didn't care about that
Sure.
shit.
Sure.
The movies that made an impact, like All the President's Men, it probably didn't even make that goddamn much money in the fucking box office. But it's one that...
Won Oscars.
It's one that still resonates today.
Sure.
It's long lasting. I don't know. I'm a film noir buff. So Mildred Pierce and Streetcar Named Desire and those kind of films, Citizen Kane, those kind of movies are the ones that I studied in school, and they kind of...
Well, maybe
their standard of movie, you don't get that standard of a movie.
Maybe they'll start banning movies.
Well, even with movies, there's all new technologies, as you saw, that I started getting into filming things of 360 virtual reality.
Yeah.
So there's whole new things and whole new forms of entertainment out there that also need to be taken into account. But the people doing the creation of these things need to get credit.
Paid.
Are we... Because we're doing this show right now, are we going against the Writers and the Actors Guild? I'm not on the Actors or Writers Guild.
We're not members of it.
You were on the Actors Guild?
I was SAG-AFTRA for a while. I'm in the B market now because that way I can do a bunch of corporate trainings and things like that and telephone systems and all that kind of stuff, which I get a lot of around here in the Midwest.
Right.
But I might go back to SAG-AFTRA at some point. Who knows? I might rejoin the union
Well, if you
want
to do voiceovers and stuff, I mean, is it going to hurt you that we're doing the show now? Because we're not writing. We're just talking.
That's right.
We started this fucking show.
But writing is only WGA.
Hold on. We started the show, two buddies talking about politics, drinking beer.
Yep.
Smoking weed.
And drinking beer
beer.
and fucking talking about politics.
Nuge.
And the only reason why we brought it into my basement is because that weirdo guy came up to us. Do you remember the weirdo guy?
Oh, I remember.
And he wanted to interrupt and take it to a new level, and he didn't know what the fuck he's talking about. And I'm like, dude, we got to do this. Let's do this as a podcast. We'll drink beer and we'll smoke weed and we'll fucking talk about politics, the weekly fucking bullshit.
It rubs the lotion on its skin or else it gets the hose again.
That's right, Precious.
We're not writing anything that hasn't already been written.
Right. So that's WGA. We're not writing.
I'm like reporting the news kind of.
But even
headlines.
then, like if Jimmy Kimmel goes out right now, tonight, if he goes out and does a show.
He's got joke writers, though.
Now, if he goes out without any of the writers and he just goes out to do stand-up on his own, to do his own stuff off the cuff, he is violating SAG-AFTRA's strike rules right
He's also famous. And we only have, what? 36 subscribers.
So please don't report me to
T-O-P-L-E-S-S. T-O-P-L-E-S-S.
We're not... and not only that, we're not making enough... We've never made money off this. We've been doing this for 32 weeks consecutive.
Yes.
And we still have never made
not
any money off
no.
that.
Game over,
We're
man.
doing
Game
this.
over.
So I feel like it's not... No, I feel like it's not... We're not involved because we're doing this of our own volition with no money. Nobody pays us to do... We don't have advertisers. We have no... You know what I mean? It's not... It's totally different. Us doing this in my fucking basement with 36 subscribers is a totally different thing than Jimmy Kimmel going on air.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
Of course it is, but at the same time,
you feel
it's
guilty.
still crossing the lines.
You
It's still
feel-
crossing the strike lines.
Do you feel guilty
A little
about
bit.
it? Why? We're not writing anything.
It's not about the writing. That's the thing. When it was the writing, it was fine. I didn't have a problem with it. It's not about the writing. It's now about the people on screen. It's now about the people in front of the camera.
We're just human entertainment.
I know.
We're on
I get
YouTube.
it.
So it's entertainment?
Yeah.
This is not a film.
No, I get it. Yeah.
This is not a TV show. We're on YouTube for an hour a week.
I get it, but that means that it's on YouTube forever. So that means somebody can go back and say, "Oh, you know, SAG-AFTRA was on strike, and you were actually on this show, weren't you?" And they can use that against you. at
Yeah,
some
but
point.
wait a minute.
Mhm.
We're doing this. We've never been paid for it. Nobody's there. We don't have a hierarchy. It's just us, three friends
Yeah.
getting together
Yeah.
on a fucking.
Don't include me on this shit. What the fuck?
Yeah, he's not my friend.
Yeah, fuck him.
Yeah, fuck him.
No, no, I don't see. I don't see how having a discussion is connected to the Actors Guild or the Writers Guild.
We'll
We're
see.
just talking.
We'll see, because you know that's an interesting point. Because one of the interesting things about this is, part of why they're on strike is in regards to streaming services, podcasts, and things of that nature. And what we're doing is one of the things that is up for question as far as renegotiation for SAG-AFTRA, meaning the people that do podcasts, like not us, but like Hal, for example. If Hal does a podcast,
Yeah, but Hal speaks off his mind. He's not using a script. He's not. Nobody's writing for him.
okay,
Okay, no, he doesn't have an overlord or an agent or anybody he's working for.
But
he's working
he's
for himself.
But he's part of the Actors Guild.
but he's
He
part
is
of the
part of the Actors
part of the union.
Guild.
Yeah,
Do you think he's not? I guarantee
he
he's
has
got,
to follow the rules of
I
the union.
guarantee you, he's got a show on right now.
No, not yet. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
It
he's
should be
already
on
on
there.
right now.
Yeah.
He's going to have a show, and he's not going to give it up. And the reason why I know this is because he's been using his show to support his family and his kids. He hasn't.
Yeah, he
during
started
COVID,
the
during
pandemic.
COVID,
Yeah, he had nothing.
nobody had anything.
Well, during a
So-
strike, though, as a member of the guild, he does get strike pay.
Yeah, so
So
does
maybe he gets
I-
paid to not
actors,
perform.
but
So
he's
does
an
he
actor, he's not a
protest?
writer.
So does he protest? I mean, it's
I don't know.
Well, if you go out and you know walk the strike lines, I mean, I think you're told that you're supposed
so
to.
if you protest,
you can.
so if you protest, you don't get paid.
No, it doesn't.
Okay, all right.
No, it's not a relation to that. It's
All right.
going on and walking the lines and everything. Everyone's
Yeah.
expected to do that.
No, just
Okay,
keep
wait a minute,
but-
wait a minute.
keeping his show on the air is
Writers
protest.
Guild, the Writers Guild is actually raising money to help writers
Yes.
who are struggling.
Yes.
How about Hal has created a space where he is sourcing money from his fans. Okay, just like fans of writing.
He's getting paid to do a show.
But he's not writing anything. He's just talking.
But
He's commentating.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
commentary is not
Commentating.
commentating. Thank you.
He's giving commentary. Yes.
You know, and I think what he does is valuable. And if it stops, it wouldn't be good. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's all you need then. He can go ahead and do it whenever he wants.
But he's commentating against the right, who are rich fascist oligarchs, just like the people who are trying to keep the writers down. So do you stop talking? Do you silence yourself when you're talking about the people that are keeping you down? Or
It depends.
do you speak louder with a fucking blowhorn?
It depends, because you're not allowed to go and perform your art in some ways. So he can't go do stand up right now. He can't go He
I
can't
don't know
go
about
and
that.
work on. Yeah, that's part of SAG-AFTRA. He can't go
Really?
and work on a screen film. He can't go
No.
work on a TV show. So he can't go and do what are
If
the
he
little
can't do
talk
stand-up,
soup or something,
and
whatever
he
the little
can't
show
do
that he does.
a rock and
No,
roll
no,
show.
that was a long time ago.
Then stand-up becomes a rock and roll show. So when are you going to divide the lines? Like, where's the divide? Because guess what?
If it's a sanctioned event,
Yeah.
it has to be a sanctioned event.
Well, then his podcast is not a sanctioned event, so he can do what the fuck he
we're
wants.
going to boycott everything and not watch anything and be
That's
like,
what lawyers are for, and that's
turn
how
TV
lawyers
off?
make a lot of money.
Are we going
No, as far
to...
as far as watching stuff that's already been produced, that's a whole different thing, and that's supporting people that have already worked on it.
Okay, so...
But as far as stuff being produced from this point forward...
Let's take Skinwalker Ranch.
Yeah.
What happens there?
They go on hiatus. So they stop. That means the TV crew leaves the ranch, and whatever scripts they have for the rest of the season, they sit there and they sit on them until the strike is over, and then they can start filming again.
Because I did notice that there's...
The shit is... It's from last summer. The shit we're watching right now is from last summer.
I know.
Yeah.
I know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So next year, we might see, like, if this goes like 4 months, then we'll see a 4-month delay in getting Skinwalker Ranch next year to start their season. They'll start it 4 months later. This famously happened in 1978 when the 1977 TV schedule was fully repeated, because if you remember back in the day, not a whole lot of people had VCRs and stuff, and they always did like reruns in the summer. They didn't have summer shows. That wasn't a thing back then. You would do the reruns.
It was like school.
So what you had is you had the season of like Battlestar Galactica and Buck Rogers, and then you had the reruns in the summer, and then the next year you had the same season replayed again. And because they couldn't put anything in the theater, they actually took the pilot episode, the 2-part episode of Battlestar Galactica and of Buck Rogers, and they put them both in the theater. And kids went and saw it in droves. It's the same thing that you just saw 3 times. But you didn't have a copy of it at home like on DVD or anything like that, so kids went out and spent money on it.
Yeah.
It was brilliant. It was the 77-78 season where they just repeated the 77 season over again. And it was all the same stuff. Man from Atlantis was in there.
I see
all this great
is
stuff.
this. It's
So
the end of the
just-
show. We're already 2 minutes
So just
over.
repeat fucking movies in theaters.
And that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
That's
it's
what's
like
going to happen in the
we
next
went
year
and saw
if this goes long enough.
Yeah, we went and saw Gone with the Wind. I mean, hey,
in a theater, though.
in a theater.
Yeah, well, I saw Jaws and The Thing in theaters
Yeah.
for their 40th anniversaries.
Right, like
repeat
that.
offenders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, we're already over.
You're
And
We are
tearing me
over.
apart!
it is a conundrum, and I feel for the writers who are actually out there who write episodes for real TV shows,
And the actors.
and they're
Movies
great,
and
and
actors
all the
and-
actors. And how about the lighting and the sound men and
They're
the
not on
fucking
strike.
and the
Craft services aren't on strike yet.
no the lighting and the sound men and the cameramen who suffer more than anybody else.
The creators.
Yeah,
Yes.
They
The
suffer
whole
more.
crew. Yeah, the whole
The
crew.
crew-
It's awesome. We love them.
The actors get a lot because they have contracts and they get a lot of money for it.
Yeah.
The directors, same. The
Producers
crew-
already got their money.
yeah, the
They already-
crew and the lighting guys, those are
Yeah.
little guys who are getting fucked.
Don Jr.'s on coke.
And
They are.
Don Jr.'s on coke.
it's like,
So what's your final words on
Don
it?
Jr.'s on coke.
I don't know.
I'll tell you my final words. I want to thank my legs for supporting me, my arms for always being at my side, my fingers and my toes because I can always count on them.
And after you get
This has
me,
been HBL Radio
I'll
Nation. I'm Brian P.
wipe my
Gallagher.
mouth. Wipe my
We'll see you
mouth.
next Thursday. If you could hear any of that over Tony's obnoxiously
Son of
loud
a
drop.
bitch.
Join us after this for what is it? Cock root drop shot, some crazy thing like that.
Oh my God.
That's it. Yeah.
Peace
It's about
out,
as funny as the crickets,
motherfuckers.
too.
What
See you
we
next
got
week.
here
See ya.
is
See you next week.
failure to communicate.
To communicate.
about no?
He's just going down.
Get my money, you cock-sucking bastardo!
Because that has anything
I
to
miss
do
that
with what we
phone.
just
I
said,
miss
yeah.
that phone. That phone
Being able to
sound.
slam down, yeah.
Sick bastard.
You stupid son of a beep. It doesn't have the same.
Yeah. when you push a button, it's instead of slamming it down and hearing it.
And you go to slam it down, you're
And it
like,
rings.
but I got
A real phone.
A real phone. I gotta find a real phone for my mom if we can find one. I don't even know where to find one.
Jitterbug.com. Thanks for watching. Make certain you like, share, subscribe on all the socials. I have no idea why our final song isn't playing yet. And the end credits, I don't know,
Your
somebody's
penis
asleep
is like
at the
a
wheel over
two-headed
there.
Snake. I saw you pissing into 2 urinals at the same time at the boat club.
Yes, because he's always watching people at the urinals.
Stepping out of bitchin' cars, couldn't reach the other way to find so yeah. Stepping out of bitchin' cars, have a motor with a dual quad. Stepping out of bitchin' cars, racing to the top of spot, oh no. Oh no. I don't care where she's always in my head. Don't ask me why. She probably start to cry. Oh yeah.
Yes, we do drive Chryslers.
Stepping out of bitchin' cars, race the other way to Mars. Oh no, 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 no. Stepping out of bitchin' cars, they're gonna put me behind the bars. Oh no. Stepping out of bitchin' cars, have a motor with a dual quad.
Black guy, like a dog's eye.
I don't care where she's always in my hair. Don't ask me why. She'll probably start to cry. No,
Hey,
no.
Tony. Fuck We are trailing a long-haired Caucasian in a 1970 Dodge Super B. We are in pursuit right now. He's getting away from us. We lost him.
Do not talk about Fight Club.
Hey, isn't that guitar guy? One time I heard him play Believer by Ozzy. It was sweet.
Stepping out of bitchin' cars, racing to the top of spots, oh no. Stepping out of bitchin' cars, gonna race you all the way to Mars, oh no.
Fucktard.
Got everyone to do.
Fucking
Stepping
Democrat.
out of bitchin' cars, have a motor ready to do a quad. I don't care, cause she's always in my hair. Don't ask me why, she will start to cry. Yeah, yeah,